Well, we got the new bug, and let's just say that RHYNIOGNATHA is buggy. I know. I've got all the details for you despite the community crunch being delayed, plus a couple of add-ons that I found super interesting. Call them still in the works investigations. But, you know, it's been a few days. I'm glad to be back and posting, so let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's LukeTheDuke, and we might as well jump right in with the creature feature posted to the official Ark YouTube channel yesterday, link in the video description. And of course, just based on that previous creature dossier, we knew that RHYNIOGNATHA was going to be a beast, but seeing it in action gives it a bit more substance. Rhino is on full display in this video, attacking, breeding, picking up and transporting objects and tames, showing off its battle cry, gliding on water, and even diving under the surface. There was even a Starship Troopers Easter egg of sorts. But as you can see, Rhino is pretty interesting. In case you like what you see and you want to get your hands on your very own RHYNIOGNATHA, here's how to do it. Now, first up is the location itself, which will be on the island or Lost Island, and you need to head over to the swamp areas where you're going to see these things buzzing around. You'll need to kill some of these early rhinos that you see, as you'll want to harvest the pheromones from their corpses. Now, make sure to have a tame with you, preferably a tanky one, and transfer the pheromones to the tame, which will mark it for the rhino to use as the host. Then you'll want to find a female rhino and drop its health to 10%. But be careful here, as just blasting away at it with high power weaponry will kill it outright. Now, if you've done it correctly, so you've fed the pheromones to your tame and you've got the rhino down to just 10% health, it will then lay the eggs in your tame. And then the fun begins, because rhino is super hungry and can crave some really top shelf consumables here. We are talking Karch eggs, golden hesp eggs, honey, gasoline, black pearls, elements. I mean, the sky's the limits with this damn thing, which is going to make it not obtainable for some early game players, because some of the items Rhino wants to hatch are just super rare. Plus, there are posts about the huge differential between the HP of the beast you sacrifice for the rhino to spawn. For instance, if you had 20k HP, the rhino that pops out at 30% maturation only comes with somewhere around 4k HP, so yeah, keep that in mind. Now, assuming you've done all the steps correctly, your host creature will eventually just keel over and die, and splat, out will pop your very own RHYNIOGNATHA. So, what can an adult version of this thing do? Well, first off, it has the ability to harden the resin around its armor for more defensive protection. It can also carry fully loaded vaults and pretty hefty dinos around, a fact I know you PvPers are going to love. It can also skim across the top of the water, or, check this out, completely dive underwater, although it currently does not have the ability to attach to and or carry Sea Beast. Now, Rhino also has all sorts of resin projectile variants, including a CC slow bomb, a much faster needle like machine gun mode, and even a lock-on missile capability. Now, for any of these resin attacks to work, all you need to do is source tree sap and put it into your Rhino's inventory, at which point it will convert that over to resin. And finally, Rhino does have a melee attack using the claws, and it also has a taunt for intimidating smaller creatures, basically a battle cry, and so, yeah. There you go. There's the rundown on RHYNIOGNATHA. By the way, if you already have one of these monsters, leave me a comment and let me know how you were enjoying it so far. Okay, so moving from the new over to broken AF. And Rhino has already been identified as having 0 QA performed on it by Wildcard, as I received an alert from Bam over on Twitter, where he posted a clip of someone streaming Ark who has already discovered that RHYNIOGNATHA can be used to place structures up into the air. So yeah, now we've got floating structures to deal with. It had to be expected, right? A creature in Ark that can fly, carry heavy payloads and the such. I mean, yeah, the writing was on the wall. How long before Rhino gets a patch to fix this? I honestly don't know, but the hope was that for Ark's 8th anniversary, and with the introduction of the last beast for ASA before ASA is then forced onto the community, that something a bit more sorted out would be unleashed into the live game. I fully expect to see some sort of HOD video where he makes a floating sky base and uses it to grief other tribes, or maybe Nooblets can give us a floating platform with trees on it. I mean, I can't wait to hear that one. Instead of, it's a tree, he can then change it up to, it's a floating tree. Sorry, terrible imitation there and accent. I know, go easy on me, Nooblets, but I fully expect to see that video in the near future. And let's end today's upload with newsworthy and investigations. Starting off with a video I found truly interesting, uploaded by Kona Voice. Now, first off, I've got to say his videos are of superb quality. And as someone that spends his fair share of time in front of my editing software, I can truly appreciate the time that goes into the craft. I'll leave a link to Kona's latest Ark upload in my video description, because this one is centered on the Ark early days, the gray market, and Sergeant Goldfish, a truly polarizing figure in Ark history. Kona not only breaks it all down with a full backstory, he actually conducts an interview with Goldfish during the video, and I was blown away from the fact that Goldfish claims he made somewhere between $230,000 to $240,000 on the Ark gray market. Damn. I mean, damn! As I said, this video is really worth a look. Link in the video description, and let him know I sent you over. And here are the last two bits of Ark things that make you go, Now, first up was this tag on Twitter by the aforementioned Bam concerning the fact that whitelisting on Ark servers is currently broken. Now, this is something that was totally not on my radar, but XFibbo chimed in with some statements that, again, I found really interesting, especially considering that Wildcard has stated that only the official servers will require the move over to ASA, as the older ASE officials will be shut down, leaving the ASE unofficials up and running. Now, maybe by using this covert method of disabling whitelisting on unofficial ASE servers, Wildcard is attempting to scare players away from that, as they would see no value in them, and this could be used as a way to silently push and steer them away from ASE unofficial over to ASA. I really need to do more research on this one, and maybe Ronnie at Elite Ark can reach out to me via DM or in my Discord. I mean, I'm always around. I'd like the full crash course so I can get my bearings with this one. Every time I think I've found the bottom of this rabbit hole, it throws me down another lane, and I have to start all over. What Ark fans go through is some batshit crazy stuff, and I feel for you. And finally, we've got this message sent over by Otters concerning, again, Snail Games, their corruption, and the authorities allegedly, let me add that in there again, allegedly investigating that fact in South Africa. Now, the main gist of this one centers on the 90 players banned in the Island Boys T-Tribe Bob, and according to this statement, a court appeal for the bar has been made and should be active by August 1st of 2023, which again allegedly was a quote from the CEO RSA Games Regulations Office. Now, I did a quick Google search here, and I cannot find a shred of evidence supporting this statement. I do know that the EU and other countries have much stricter laws governing what gaming companies can and can't do to consumers, especially when compared to those in the US, which is basically everything. They can do everything to us here in the United States. They can sell us loot boxes, games that don't work, you can't get refunds, you name it. They can do it here in the US, and they just get away with it scot-free. Anyways, if anyone out there has legitimate proof of this South African matter, like a link to the case, a news article, anything, please send it my way. Alright, so a lot of items quickly flung at you concerning Ark. Leave me your feedback about any of it, as I do like to stay informed. If you happen to like the video, maybe consider hitting subscribe, and while you're at it, ring the notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. If you could take a few seconds more to rate and or share this video, that would also be greatly appreciated. Remember, you can find and follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and over in my open community Discord server, links to all of which can be found in the video description and pinned comments below. Shout out to the over 123,000 of you that have taken the leap and hit subscribe, and as always, a special thanks goes out to my patrons over on Patreon. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.